You're listening to the Fast F1 podcast. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Fast F1 podcast with me, Danny Kane.
And I'm Eddie Meteye-O'Kane.
And today we are doing an early predictions podcast for the 2025 season. We're going to be making a couple of random predictions about 2025 even before preseason testing has happened. As well as wrapping up a couple of loose items from 2024. So what do we got going on?
So the Belgian Grand Prix gets an extension for their contract.
Well, sort of. They extended the contract, but it's going to be one of the rotating tracks, so it's not going to be racing in 2027 and 2029. I believe are the 2 years that they won't be racing at Spa.
Yeah, so there's probably going to be another track that's going to be alternating.
Yeah, there will be. F1 is kind of going to that formula going forward that they're going to have certain tracks rotating in and out of the schedule, and it seems that Spa is going to be one of them.
Yep, and then Tag Heuer will be replacing Rolex as the official timekeeper.
Yeah, I mean, big deal. I understand it's a big deal because it's a sponsor and they put a lot of money into it, but they're just a sponsor. They don't really do anything for the sport.
Yeah.
At least not as far as I'm aware they don't.
Well, I mean, they provide a lot of money.
Well, they provide sponsorship money and things, but as far as their actual direct involvement in the sport, I don't know that they have a whole lot of direct involvement, but I could be wrong.
Well, we'll see. So we have made a couple of predictions for the upcoming season. As you said, preseason testing hasn't even happened yet. The cars haven't actually even been released yet.
Right. Yeah, we don't even know what they're going to look like.
So we both have made 4 predictions for the full season.
Yeah, and I might make a 5th one on the fly here.
All right. I'll see if I can as well then, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I have written down the point system for once, finally. So it's in order for the host name, so either me or you, the event, so this could be a race, the whole season, a testing session, and then I have a description of what it is, if it's complete, incomplete, ongoing, and then how many points it's worth. And then some of these will also have bonus points for certain reasons.
Okay.
So I'm going to alternate between the two of us here. So we're going to start with you. So
okay.
Your first prediction for the full season is that Hamilton wins the first race of the season. This could mean that if Australia was canceled and he won in China, this would still count.
Yeah, so my prediction of Hamilton winning the first race, I think that Ferrari is actually, as much as people have talked about McLaren being the team to beat, I actually think that Ferrari is going to be the team to beat. I think that they, over the course of the season in 2024, were the stronger team. It was just the middle section of the season that they made a development wrong turn, so to speak, and they corrected it, and I think that they're going to be a lot stronger in 2025, and I think Hamilton's going to come in energized and ready to hit the ground running. So I think Hamilton wins the first race of the season.
Yep, and that will be worth 1 point, but it will be 2 points if the first race is not in Australia.
Okay.
So the next one is for me. So I said that Kimi Antonelli will win more than one race throughout this season and will go on to finish ahead of at least 3 of the top runners. So Antonelli is a huge talent to the sport. He's just turned 18 relatively recently. And yeah, he's been performing very good throughout his junior career, and I'm feeling pretty confident that he's going to have a very successful Formula One career.
And I have a feeling that he's not. That the first season's actually going to go badly for him. I think that he's been hyped up so much that it's going to be too much pressure on him. But we'll see.
Yep. So I have one. It says here 1 point per win, but it must be at least 2 wins to count. So if he has 1 win, that is still no points. But if it is 2 wins, that is 1 point. So basically, as long as it's more than 1 win, it's the point is the amount of wins minus 1 point.
Yeah.
So the next one on the list is yours. You said one of the drivers for Ferrari will win the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, I'm not willing to say that it'll be Hamilton or Leclerc. I think it will be Hamilton, but
You're not willing to say it?
That's my suspicion, but I think that either way it'll be one of the two of them, yeah.
You're not willing to say it? You just said it.
No, I'm not saying that's not what I'm willing to predict. I think it will be one of the Ferraris, but I couldn't tell which one. I'm leaning toward Hamilton, but I wouldn't say that it won't be Leclerc.
Yeah. So that will be worth 2 points if one of them does win the championship. If they are 1-2 in the standings, so if they finish the standings in first and second, that will be worth 3 points.
Okay.
So the next one on the list is from me. I said that Max Verstappen, Liam Lawson, and George Russell will not win any races this season. So I have the feeling that because of the big drop from Red Bull, they're going to have a really tough time. They really are. And with the rookie Liam Lawson for Red Bull, Max Verstappen's obviously going to have to get used to yet another new teammate, and Lawson's going to need to keep trying to catch up to Verstappen. And then Russell, I think he's going to have a massive struggle this season. So that is going to be worth 3 points, but only if if only 2 of the 3 don't win, no points are awarded. So I need all 3 of them to not win a race this season for this to count. So your next prediction is Alpine will finish the season in 5th place in the World Championship. Ahead of Aston Martin, you said.
Yeah.
For best of the rest.
Yeah, and going along with that, I think Aston Martin's going to have a pretty awful year. I think that they were fast at the beginning of 2023. They kind of slowly died away. They didn't start out terribly fast in 2024. Alonso was up in the podium positions for the first few races. I don't think he actually finished on the podium, though, at all. Or maybe he did.
I think he finished in the top 5 once,
yes.
maybe.
So he was up there kind of at the beginning of the season, but they were pretty awful by the end of the season. I think that trajectory is going to continue. I think they are just holding on until Adrian Newey can have some actual influence on their program, which won't happen until March of this year before he even arrives at Aston Martin. So I don't think that he'll be able to have much influence on the 2025 car. His focus is on the 2026 car, and so I think Aston Martin will probably already be writing off this season. Alpine, on the other hand, started off 2025 or 2024 absolutely dog awful, and by the end of the season they were finishing on the podium and having good races. So I think that trajectory will also continue, and they'll get 5th.
Yep. So that will be worth 3 points. I did kind of put the bonus points for this a bit wrong. So it says if they finish 4th or higher, no points are awarded. That should also say, it should say if they finish 4th or higher or 6th or lower, because it says exactly 5th place is what you had told me, ahead of Aston Martin.
Yeah.
So I will fix that. My next prediction is that Isaac Hadjar, Jack Doohan, and or Gabriel Bortoleto will all be dropped sometime this season due to either being banned or fired. If they're sick for a race, then no points would go to this. But it says 2 points per driver. It does not apply as 2 points per race absent. It's within a period. So if it's like someone had been, I don't know, they lost their seat from Brazil to Abu Dhabi, that's just worth the 2 points. I wouldn't get 8 points for those 4 races.
Okay.
And then we're on to the big predictions. These are really big predictions. So you said if Hamilton wins the Drivers' Championship, he will decide to retire at the end of the season.
Yeah, so for this prediction to even be counted, really, he has to win the Drivers' Championship. And so what I'm saying is if he does, yeah, he'll call it quits at the end of this season. He won't try out the 2026 cars.
Yeah, I still think that's absolutely crazy.
I think he wants to get one more than Schumacher and then be done.
I do too, but I feel like he really likes this sport.
Yeah, but he has a lot of interests outside of F1 as well. You know, his music,
he still needs to write
his
that
clothing
book.
lines, things like that. Yeah, supposedly he's going to write his memoirs. Yeah.
But yeah, that would be worth 25 points, which is a lot. And then I said that sometime mid-season, George Russell and Max Verstappen will swap seats until at least the end of the season.
Never going to happen.
I feel like it's absolutely a ridiculous prediction as well, but I don't know. I could see them swapping seats.
Mid-season, though, not that they announce in the middle of the season that next year Russell will be at Red Bull and Verstappen at Mercedes.
Yeah.
In the middle of the season, they're going to change seats.
Yeah.
No way. There's no way.
And we'll see what happens for 2026.
There's no way. We'll see, I guess. But that is a pretty wild prediction. And I think I told you that if that one comes true, you automatically win for the whole season.
That would be pretty crazy, but obviously that would take all the fun out if it actually happened.
I guess.
So,
I mean, it would still be pretty exciting. It would be
Yeah.
huge news, as big as the news about Hamilton moving to Ferrari
no,
was.
not even close.
As big as it was as that was, this would be even bigger news that they would suddenly switch the drivers from two competitive teams. Then
no chance. I would say that's not even close as big as Hamilton's news to Ferrari. But this would also be 25 points, as much as you would say, no, I'd automatically
I'm just going to
win.
say that you win if that's the case. That would be enormous. But okay, I told you I might do one on the fly here.
Yep.
So I've got one for you. Max Verstappen wins more races than anyone else
Really?
over the season. Yep. Everybody's talking about how the Red Bull's not going to be that good this season. I have a feeling it's still going to be quite good. I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're the car to beat again because they were so fast at the beginning of the season. It wouldn't surprise me if they started diverting resources really quickly at the beginning of 2024 to the 2025 car. And then that's part of why they started to drop away in performance in the later half of the season. So it wouldn't surprise me if right away in 2024 they were already concentrating on 2025. And so it still wouldn't surprise me if Red Bull is the car to beat. And so, yeah, Verstappen wins more races than anyone else.
I don't know how to respond to that because the thing is, I put Verstappen wouldn't win any races. So,
I know.
I no
So
comment.
either I'm right or you're not wrong.
Like, we could both still be wrong. He could win races, but not win the most races.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
But we both can't win.
That's
from
true.
That one.
Not that one.
Let's see if I can get one on the spot then as well to make it 5-5. It's gonna be a 4-way battle at the last race.
4-way battle for the win at Abu Dhabi?
championship.
Oh, for the championship. That would be exciting.
Both McLarens, both Ferraris.
You're going to say that it's those four. Not
Yes.
just going to say there will be 4 cars, but there will be those 4.
Those 4.
All 4 drivers from Ferrari and McLaren will be in with a shout for the championship going into Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
That would be fun.
That would
I
be
hope
fun.
that that's the
Yeah,
case.
that'd be awesome.
I mean, I hope that
That'd be incredible.
I hope that Lando wins it, but I hope you're right about that one. That would be awesome. That would make for an
Yeah.
exciting season.
It would also mean that the constructors would be.
Be very tight in the construction
Yeah.
between Ferrari and.
I've said this to him since the beginning of 2025 and most of 2024 actually, that this season it's got to be Ferrari and McLaren throughout the whole thing.
Well, it does seem like it's going to be an exciting season. All the talk throughout 2024 seemed to be, man, if it's this close now, imagine what it'll be in 2025.
I've been so excited for this season for so long.
Yeah, we still have weeks to wait even for preseason testing at this
Yeah.
point, but
Less than
we'll
50
get there.
days away though.
That's still
It's still a long
less
time.
less than 2 months before preseason testing. So we still got what, a little more than 2 months before the first race.
I think it's like 75-ish days.
Okay, it's 2.5 months. We got a ways to go yet.
Yeah.
These predictions are pretty darn early.
Yeah, and because it's winter, there has not been hardly any races whatsoever ever since the day for
Yeah,
the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
you were watching the Dakar rally the other day.
I'm not into rallying, but there's nothing on. So far,
You watched Formula E yesterday, didn't you?
yep. So the only things that have been on since Formula One for the final race in Formula One last season was the Dakar Rally, Formula E for Mexico, 24 Hours of Dubai, and I believe that's it.
Yeah, there's other motorsport happening. You just aren't finding it.
Yeah, it's just not the very common one.
Well, in the meantime, concentrate on your schoolwork. And the Formula One season will start up again in a couple months' time.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm Danny Kane,
And I've been Eddie Meteye-O'Kane.
and this has been the Fast F1 podcast.
Bye.
Fast F1 is produced by Danny Kane and Eddie Meteye-O'Kane. All rights are reserved. Music is performed by Alex Zavesa. Thanks for listening.